Today's the day where we put this whole Range Rover saga to bed. But first, let's have a recap on exactly what's happened up until now. Initially, I've placed a £99 reservation fee online to hold this car. I've then gone to view and test drive the Range Rover from Marshall Volvo in Derby. Liked the car, negotiated a £490 off from the original £30,990, left a deposit of £500 and arranged finance for this car. I've then been told 24 hours later that the price is wrong and they won't sell me the car unless I pay an extra £9,000 approximately. After seeking legal advice and reading through a lot of your comments, I have decided on what is going to be the best plan of action to finally end this drama. Let's get on with this finale. I'm in my new car, in the Range Rover, but it's not quite the Range Rover that all of you lot know. I actually ended up finding this specific car from BCA auction because Marshall Volvo Derby, it's not looking like they're going to sell me that car, so it was dragging on for a little while, losing patience, so I thought I'm just going to find myself another Range Rover at trade price and show it to you guys and bring it to the channel. So here it is. So I found this 2019 Range Rover Vogue from BCA auctions up in Brighouse. It's in a colour called Byron Blue, not your typical Range Rover spec or colour, but it's nice to have something unique. It came with 21s, which to be honest I was happy with as they still look great, but you don't sacrifice too much comfort. And if you lot know anything about these Pirelli Scorpion tyres, you know they stick like glue, even in the snow. Being a facelift model, the lights both on the front and rear have been updated. It's only a subtle touch, but it does make a big difference on the model. Interior wise, quite a lot does actually change. The seats are different to the pre-facelift model. There are some touch buttons which are now on the steering wheel, but the most obvious to the untrained eye is the entertainment system. It's now a dual touchscreen, but thankfully the fan controls are still partially on buttons. So why did I buy such a risky car from the auction? Well, I'm a car trader, aren't I? So end of the day, if there's a deal to be had, I'm going to go for it. Just like the Marshall Volvo Derby car, it was a good Range Rover, it was a good deal, so I tried to buy it. Things didn't work out. Their T's and C's spoke about the pricing error, and when I did get some legal advice and looked into it, it's not really going to work out for me. So best outcome for me is to get my deposit back, and obviously some of those costs that were involved during me trying to get this car. So that's where we are on that at the moment. But I'm a car trader, so if something's available to buy at the right price and I want it, like, I'm going to go for it. And this specific car came through BCA auction and it caught my eye. So what I liked about this car was it's a one owner car from new. The mileage is sensible at 63,000. It's a grade 2 car, meaning the condition is pretty clean. There's 2 keys present and it's a 2019 car versus the 2018 autobiography I was looking at before. The service history was pretty good as well, so all done at main dealer and last carried out in April 2023. But the car hasn't seemed to have done much mileage at all since then. This could be due to being sat at a dealership, as the tax expired before the last service, so most likely this means the car was in trade and just sat at the dealers. However, the car did come with a BCA assured report. It's not a comprehensive warranty. However, if the car was to have a catastrophic fault, I could reject the car or get a repair compensated, so it's not end of the world. The photo off the boot confirms that this car did come from a Land Rover main dealer, as you can see the approved car sign in the boot. The rear seats looked as new, with no wear or stretches. Other than the odd small imperfections, the only issue which I could see was a trim piece was broken and would need a new clip or to be glued down. This is probably from having a new screen fitted. The downside is the car had to be paid for in full, but it's trade price and these cars are very attractively priced at the moment, considering that this exact car was for sale at that main dealer for nearly £50,000 and trade price is around 40% below that. So in the last 6 to 12 months, these cars have really fallen. So what's my plans with this car and on the channel? Well, everyone always seems to say how unreliable these cars are, how they have issues, break down, horror stories. Now, I've had many of them over the years. I've had a handful of Range Rover Sports and I've had a Range Rover, the big one, where I've done a video on that, on sort of buying a high mileage car. So, you know, if you do want to watch that, go to my channel or I'll put it in the link below. But I thought it'd be a good opportunity to document buying a car like this from the auction. The interior looks fantastic considering I'm yet to even have this car deep cleaned. The condition of the leather is good, not too much shine to it and minimal wear throughout the whole interior. The rears are even better as they have seen less use and now you can really see the contrast with the ivory and blue tone interior. Speaking of the blue, this steering wheel leather sold it for me. Maybe it's not for everyone's taste, but I like it. Being a Vogue model, they come pretty well equipped anyway, but this car does have the optional extra sliding panoramic roof, which is a must for me. It has the Meridian sound system, which is one of the best in my opinion, along with a fridge compartment located in the center console. So it makes sense for me to do, videos throughout the year, updating you on just things like your basic running costs of these cars, any issues I'm having along the way, repair bills, anything catastrophic, or if things go well, just to show you what it's like in the real world to own one of these cars, because now they are quite attractive in terms of the price as well. So people will potentially start to look at these cars. I know they've got their issues with insurance and theft, but there are things you can do to your car to prevent things like theft. So that's a topic which I'm going to touch on in another video, getting into the security sides of things on these cars. But hopefully it will just give some of you a good insight into real world scenarios of owning a cheaper Range Rover. So that's the plan for this car on this channel. Yes, you've heard that correctly. I'm going to be giving away a car for free in 2024 to one of you lucky subscribers. This is not a scam, this is not a raffle. You don't need to pay me or anything to enter this. All you'll have to do is be a subscriber of mine and follow me on Instagram. This is the first time I'm doing something like this, so I haven't worked out all the finer details of how we're going to do this, but I just wanted to let you guys know it is something which I'm going to be doing in 2024 once we've hit 10,000 subscribers. So the quicker you guys subscribe, share these videos, like these videos, I can get this car given away sooner than later. Some of you might be thinking, why are you doing this? It's too good to be true. I guess in life, sometimes if it is too good to be true, it's probably not legit. But I promise you, this is something which I want to do just to give back to you guys once we hit that 10K. And the reason why is because it's just my way of thanking you for getting me to that milestone. And also, if someone wins this car and helps them kickstart their career in buying and selling cars, it's going to make me happy helping someone to start off their career in buying and selling cars. Even if you do win this car, it doesn't mean that you have to sell it. If you just need a car, you still can enter. Or, if things are a bit tough at the moment and you wanted to sell the car just for a bit of money, you could do that as well. But obviously, the channel is Buysellcars TV, so it would be nice if someone won the car and it helped them kickstart their career in buying and selling cars. But it's up to you guys. Like I say, we're gonna work out all the details once we get to that 10,000 subscriber mark. If any of you guys have any tips or ideas how I can do this, because I've seen many other channels do something similar in terms of raffles or whatever, I'll have to find out some software on how it's gonna work from you guys being a subscriber and follow me on Instagram, but we'll work things out nearer the time. But I just wanted to let you know, this is happening. I am gonna be giving a car away for free to one of you guys, and it is completely free and legit. Now, in regards to the last two videos which I posted, I didn't expect them to do, as well as they did. They done really, really good, and I'm glad they got the exposure because I wanted people to know how the situation was dealt with when I was trying to buy that Range Rover. And I appreciate all the comments as well. There were so many positive comments, many negative ones as well, but I understand everyone is entitled to their opinion and not everyone knows the full picture. But end of the day, whether I bought that other Range Rover on finance for £290 a month, which I was happy with, or in this case, having to buy this car from auction at trade price, but having to pay for it outright, I'm still happy either way. I've got a good deal on this car and I was still getting a good deal on that car. There's pros and cons to both, as I touched on before. Buying a car outright means you've laid down that money so you can't put it elsewhere. Whereas if you finance the car, you've got that money to still play with and invest. But ultimately, it comes down to whatever suits the individual. And that is me in this case. So I'm happy. I've got a lovely Range Rover in a spec I like, not something which you come across all of the time. Got it for a good price. It seems to be a good car so far. I've only driven it for a short time at the moment, but things seem very, very good at the moment. And so far, I'm really enjoying my ownership with a facelift model Range Rover. So that's where we're going to end the video today, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed this one, and hopefully it brings a good conclusion to the end of this whole, Range Rover palaver that happened with the main dealership. So main thing is, I found myself a good car. Not necessarily in warranty, but it's going to be interesting to see how things are with this car over the coming months. And of course, I'm going to document as much as I can to show you what it's like to own a Range Rover. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, guys. If you have, please don't forget to smash up that like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already. Plenty of content to bring to the channel with these Range Rovers, so make sure you stay tuned. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Take care, guys.